Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post these videos up to Facebook and other social media and stuff and things. This video is for educational purposes and educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They're international. Go online, fill out a questionnaire. They will place you with a master's level or PhD level therapist in your state or somebody who can do outside of the United States. Some states do allow that. They are super good. I've had a lot of good feedback. People are liking their therapist, which is good. If you don't like your therapist, you just say, hey, don't like them. Go in, fill out another few questions, and they'll place you with a different therapist. Also, they're very affordable. That's the one thing that I really, really like about them, is that they're very affordable. They have packages of like 4 sessions. I believe it's like $65 a piece, but don't quote me on that, but they are very affordable. So thank you. BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, so a couple of questions. So apparently somebody asked if I would be willing to do a book club. I appreciate the offer. I think that's a lovely idea. I don't have time, guys. I really, really don't. I know they were like, oh, but we can only do it once a month. Listen, we would have to all read books and then come and discuss, et cetera, and I run a full-time practice and I've got my family, so I'm sorry, but the answer is no. But if you want to go start a book club, I think that's a great idea. So it's just not for me. I've done book clubs in the past, being a member of one, and it's a lot of work. So, so I'm going to say no to that. But thank you. Okay, today's question is, somebody had sent it in. There it is. Hi, Chris. I am starting to date again. I would like a rundown of some red flags that I should be looking for. I'm not 100% that I'm 100%. Okay, well, here's the thing. If you're not 100% that you're 100%, you probably shouldn't be dating yet. But that caveat said, really, the best way to protect yourself is to work on your self-esteem and make sure your self-esteem is in place. The red flags you want to look for, okay? Moving too fast. Most abusers move lightning speed. So when they start dating somebody, it goes from, oh, I'll see you, next weekend, to I want to see you every night or 3 times a week or whatever. And they want to get that oxytocin going. So they want to get the sex going as quickly as possible. They want the relationship going as quickly as possible. They move too fast. They move way the hell too fast. You want to be going glacially slow. Like, seriously, glacially slow. You want to take your time. This is, the courtship time period is to figure out if you even like the person, if you've got enough stuff in common that will sustain a relationship. So you want to move slowly. And if they're not comfortable with you going slow, like if by the 3rd date they're pushing for sex, bye-bye now, bye-bye. You don't want to move fast. You don't. You want to move slowly. This needs to be an exploration. This is the whole point of dating, is to explore whether or not this person is compatible with you intellectually. This sex organ up here is going to last a hell of a lot longer than the ones down between your legs. So you want to make sure that you're compatible. You've got similar degrees of, a moral compass, similar ideas on religion, similar ideas on having kids or not having kids, or on family, or, political, etc. You want to make sure you're compatible, and that takes time. That takes talking. That takes, doing fun things together and asking questions and things like that. So you want to be careful of somebody who moves lightning speed. You also want to be careful of somebody who's pumping you for information. So abusers have a tendency in the early stages of a relationship to pump for information, want to know all about the family of origin, all of your issues, etc., because then they know what buttons to push. So be very careful sharing a lot off the bat. Now, that said, yes, this is the time period where you find if you're compatible, etc. You don't need to go into great detail. If you did not have a great childhood, which a lot of us didn't, you can just simply say, childhood wasn't that great, but I've been in therapy and I'm good. So that's all you need to say. You don't need to say much more. They generally don't like the idea that you've been in therapy. That's probably going to be a cue for them that you're proactive and you're not going to put up with stuff. Um, so the moving lightning speed, pumping for information, wanting to know details, details, details. Give me details about your family of origin, or tell me all about your ex, or, things like that. This is not normal. Usually when people are courting each other, you're finding out about the other person. You're asking questions like, well, what do you like? What do you not like? What do you, that kind of thing. Let's see. I had a list that I wanted to make sure I hit on. They can be insanely charming. So if they're preternaturally charming, like smooth operator, charming, that's kind of a red flag. Generally, charming narcissists, dark triads, tend to be the charming kind. Healthy, normal people usually are very awkward when they're dating for the first time. They're, kind of unsure and a little awkward and, endearingly so. Be careful of the humble brag. Abusers tend to do the humble brag, so be careful of that. Let's see. Oh, they want you to spend all of your time doing their favorite hobbies and leisure activities, and stop spending time with your family and friends. They try to isolate. They can be extremely jealous or controlling. They don't take responsibility for their actions. They talk about their ex. They always say, oh, my ex was crazy, etc., etc., etc. They criticize appearances, your appearance, or frequent put downs. But the biggest thing is their words and their actions do not match. So don't excuse them if their words and their actions do not match. There was a situation not long ago where one of the clients was dating and thought everything was great, and suddenly the person she was dating, the mask kind of slipped and the truth came out, and they were like, wait a minute, you said this, but now you're saying that. And then the backpedaling and the gaslighting and the rewriting history all started happening. Those are all huge red flags. If their words and their actions have to match. If their words and their actions do not match, they are lying. So that is that. So I think, you're not going to be able to necessarily pick one out immediately. It takes time for their mask to drop, which is why I'm saying go glacially slow. When you're dating, take your time. Really enjoy the process of getting to know the person. What you really want is a friend. So romance is really just a friendship that got set on fire. And there's no way to have a friendship that got set on fire if there's no basis of friendship. So you really, 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 when you're dating, it's not that you're looking for a romantic partner, you're looking for a friend, right? And if that happens to catch on fire, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, you've got a friend, So, but they push. So literally, they will start dating you, and within the month, they'll be wanting to see you 3 times or more a week, which is a red flag. Once a week is plenty. Once a week is plenty. You have your life. They have their life. You get together on the weekends. That's great. But an abuser wants to get that established. They want to get that oxytocin going and get you hooked on them. So, and then within the month, they're calling you the boyfriend or the girlfriend. Red flag. Red flag. They don't know you well enough. We don't know what this is. It's only been a month, Within 3 months, they generally have the person convinced to move in with them. And unfortunately, a lot of people are like, oh, but, they love me so much, they want me to move in. Put the brakes on that. If they loved you so much, they'd be willing to wait. Let me say that again. If they loved you so much, they'd be willing to wait. So I think the biggest thing is don't rush into anything. Do not rush into anything. Don't, take your time. Go slow. Know them as a friend. Know them as a person. Get to know them. And that takes time. You're not going to do that in a month. You're going to do that over the course of a year, and I would put off having sex with them as long as you possibly can. I mean, I realize hormones and everything, but You really don't want to dive headlong into another relationship, especially if you just got out of an abusive relationship and you're still not 100% sure of yourself. You want to make sure that you're 100% sure of yourself, that you're trusting your gut, you're listening to your intuition, you're listening to your friends who may say, "Ooh, I don't like this guy," or "I don't like this girl," or whatever. So, trust your gut and trust yourself. That's really important. And do not allow anybody to pressure you into diving headlong into another relationship or to move along too quickly or anything like that. Words and actions have to match. All right, guys, on Sunday, I will be talking about privacy, why that's super important, why abusers don't appreciate it and they don't respect it. And that's another red flag. If somebody doesn't respect your privacy, kick them to the curb. Absolutely. All right, guys, so that's what we'll be talking about on Sunday. You guys have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.